Never thought I'd reach the age of 38 feeling like I'd let life pass before my eyes. For 11 years, I was married to a good man, a guy anyone would consider the ideal partner. But over time, I realized that I was living a life half-lived. My career as a doctor had always been my focus. I dedicated hours, nights, early mornings, like this one, to the profession I loved. But in the midst of this, the person I was and the desires I had were buried by routine, marriage, and endless shifts. I wanted to enjoy life, to experience something more intense, something that would make my heart beat stronger. I got divorced and threw myself back into the world, thinking I was finally ready to find what I was really missing. For a while, I took advantage of this newfound freedom. I went out, I traveled, I explored the things I thought I had missed. But it was in the hospital, in this place that I had always thought was my real home, that things really started to change. It was here that Olivia came into my life, and since then, nothing has been the same. Olivia and I have been friends for years. We laugh together on call, spend evenings talking about everything, or almost everything. Because what I never confessed to her, and not even to myself to a certain extent, was how much my feelings for her had changed. At first, just a professional connection, then a friendship. But now, I could no longer deny it. I was in love with her. And the most complicated thing? Olivia was married. A traditional, apparently happy marriage. But that didn't stop my heart from beating faster whenever she smiled at me or looked at me with those brown eyes full of a serenity that I could never have. That night on duty began like so many others. The hospital, always quiet in the early hours of the morning, exuded a calm that contrasted with the turmoil inside me. Olivia was beside me, as always, concentrating on her work, her eyes focused on the computer screen, typing up a report. Tiredness was beginning to show on her face, but she never lost her poise. I sat next to her, watching her movements. Olivia's every gesture seemed calculated, as if she belonged naturally in this environment. That's what fascinated me about her. As well as being an excellent doctor, Olivia had a lightness about her that made it seem that, despite the chaos of an emergency, she was never rattled. And I was completely thrown off balance by her. "You know that working like this non-stop isn't going to help anyone, right?" I said, trying to sound casual. She looked at me and smiled, that smile that always disarmed me. "Yeah, but if I don't do it, who will? You?" she joked, raising an eyebrow. "Maybe," I replied, in a tone that was meant to be light, but came out a little heavier than it should have. There was a tension in the air between us that I couldn't ignore. Or maybe we could take a break, have a coffee, or something more interesting. She laughed, but her laugh sounded less relaxed this time, and it made me realize that I was walking a fine line. The flirtation was there, hovering between us, but Olivia, being married, probably preferred to pretend it was just another one of my jokes. And maybe that's exactly what I should do. Pretend. After a few more appointments, we took a break in the doctor's room. The room was plunged into a comforting dimness, the kind of atmosphere that always made me very nervous when I was with her. Olivia threw herself down on the sofa, throwing her head back, exhausted. I remained silent, sitting in the armchair, watching her. For a while, I let my mind wander. What was I doing? Why did I insist on nurturing this impossible hope? I knew that Olivia was married and heterosexual. I knew that the friendship we had was too valuable to be ruined. But at the same time, it was as if my heart couldn't control itself. I had spent so long with my eyes closed to what I really wanted in life that now it seemed impossible not to want more. Do you ever feel like life has gone by and you haven't even noticed? The question came out before I could control myself. It was honest, raw. It reflected what I'd been feeling ever since I got divorced. Olivia looked at me from the side, still lying down, not moving much. "Sometimes," she replied softly. "But I guess that's life, isn't it? You don't realize much until it's too late." I swallowed. Her words had unknowingly struck a chord with my feelings towards her. But it couldn't be too late, not for us. "You know," I continued, trying not to sound as vulnerable as I felt, "I always thought I was doing the right thing. Marriage, career, all planned out. But then I realized that none of it was really what I wanted. I was so focused on work that I missed out on everything else." Olivia was watching me intently now, as if she felt the weight of my words. "And what did you want, Clara?" The silence that followed was heavy. I didn't have a clear answer. Or rather, I did, but I couldn't just throw it in her lap. Not without risking everything. I wanted to experience something different. Something that would make me feel truly alive, I replied, my voice almost a whisper. And it was true. She looked at me for a second longer, her eyes searching mine, as if trying to understand what I was implying. There was a doubt there, but also a curiosity that she couldn't completely hide. It was at that moment that I realized how close I was to a precipice. Sometime later, when the shift had calmed down and the clock was ticking towards 4 a.m, we were in the hospital kitchen making coffee. Tiredness was finally beginning to take its toll on Olivia. In an involuntary gesture, she rubbed her shoulder, looking uncomfortable. "Would you like me to massage it?" I offered, trying to be casual, but my voice came out a little lower, almost a whisper. She laughed, but there was obvious tension. "No need, Clara, I'm fine." "I don't think you are," I insisted, taking a step towards her. My heart was beating faster. We were so close that I could feel the heat radiating from her. Everything in me screamed at me to stop, to take a step back, but instead, my fingers lightly touched her arm. The contact was brief, but Olivia froze for a second. Our gazes met, and for an instant, I saw something there. A spark of doubt, perhaps desire. "Clara, what are you doing?" she asked, her voice hesitant. And it was at that moment that I finally decided to risk everything. Subscribe to the channel and comment if you want part 2 of this story.